Welcome to the Gentleman's Guide to Gaming, and let's play Icewind Dale 2. Ted died in our last session, and this has resulted in us gaining a new party member. The new party member being Ming the Merciless, as requested by a dear colleague of mine who's a big fan of Flash Gordon. He strongly believes, does Paul, that Flash Gordon is a far superior sci-fi franchise to Star Wars in so many ways, and you know what? I think he may be right. So, we have Ming the Merciless. He's a first-level evoker. I've given him some experience, gave him a bit of a trial run killing goblins before now, so that he's not completely behind the rest of the party, although he is a bit farther behind than most people.
Let's go to
of course, this has left us quite spellcaster heavy. And I'm not sure we need all of these things. Now, yes, if I recall, we've been smashing up barrels, and from what I understand from the comments, Ted was completely and utterly obliterated, and we have picked up what remained of his equipment. Ted is, of course, completely out of the game now. Well and truly. Well, that might have been where he once stood. No, we have picked up everything of his. Well, so long, Ted. Ming is a tiefling. That means he is fiend-touched.
I shall be swift about it.
You shall. Thank you, Andrew Ryan. I believe we've explored everywhere we need to in here. So, we're probably ready to advance onto the next area of the map. Fight these dastardly goblins elsewhere. Oh, it's night time. We found a passage running through the warehouse, led into some caves. Looks like goblin sappers tunneled through to get into Targos. Caves in the cliff. Could be old pirate caves. There were quite a number of buccaneers preying along Mare Doldun in the days before Targos became civilized. Where do they lead? Well, there were some collapsed passages. Could be the goblins accidentally sealed themselves in. Found the scroll on one of the goblins, however, and it looks magical, or was at least. Wouldn't surprise me if the tunnels had collapsed on them. Goblins aren't too bright. Goblin sapper's even dimmer. Still, you might want to take that scroll to Ulbrecht's wife. She knows something of magic and might be able to identify it. In any event, I respect your courage. If you tell of your deeds to Lord Ulbrecht, he is sure to reward you. Where can I find him? You can find him in the town above. Simply take the western path up the cliff's face, and you can find Ulbrecht at the Targos town hall. I will seek him out then. Farewell. Yes, so soon we should be in a position to level up some of our characters with any luck. Now, how well Flash Gordon and Ming the Merciless will play together, given that we've got Flash as well as Ming and Andrew Ryan John Locke, Poppy, Elk-Avenger, and the train driver, is yet to be seen. But those of you who thought that XCOM, you must gather your party before venturing forth, who thought XCOM was dead, and that our days of constantly shifting the party around to very incorrect indeed. As has been evidenced, that is true. When the character dies in this game, he does not get resurrected unless we have a spell on hand. He gets replaced. Oh, something foul has befallen this location.
It will be done.
Yes, behind the fireplace. But silence. It seems the living have come. Who are you? What are these bodies doing here? This row of vessels here, mayhap lined up like ships. They have passed on, yes, they have sailed through this life and into the keeping of Old Lord Skull. But that spirit's echo still. Old Lord Skull? Yes, the Lord of the Dead, my lord. Merkel is his name, and the road to his bone castle is the road we all walk. It is the way of such things. What happened to these people? When the goblins struck, they brought the first of many deaths. Those that lie here are but finger bones of the skeleton of the battle of the two halves, Targos and the Horde. Neither was spared, and in death halves have become yes, but your battles are over now, soldier of Targos, and no, there is nothing to be done now. Rest. Did that corpse just... Silent spirit. The living walk among us, and to you, dead one, I may speak at any time, yes. Are you talking to that corpse? No, listening, perhaps. There is no novelty in such things, if that thought is on your mind. The speech of the dead is wearisome. They ask, demand, call, scream for attention. They rattle on like children. And this goblin here, it still lives out its last moments. Yes, a frightened, gibbering thing, howling at the moment of his death. But what are you doing here, and why are these bodies here? One who can speak to the dead has value on the field of battle. This goblin here, it was Ulbricht's wish that I speak to him and learn what secrets he holds in his head, but that is not all, no. What do you mean? The dead are in need of proper burial, and such rites are best performed by a priest of death. The priests of Tempest have no skill in such matters. They praise the fallen in the name of battle, but such things do not let the spirits race quietly, no. Is that why you came to Targos? I travel where death does. I shadow my lord's footsteps. He has touched Targos, and soon, I think, yes, soon, he will walk amongst the living of Targos. The wind smells of such things. I came with brothers, the Iron Collar mercenaries, my brothers. We have come some distance. That is not why I have come, no. In the days to come, all of Targos will serve Merkel. All of them worship Merkel, whether they know it or not, and all of them shall come before him. You include me as being Merkel worshippers, us as being Merkel worshippers? I think you are mistaken. By word, perhaps not, by obeisance, perhaps not, but by your deeds to come, I think, yes, you will be, especially if I judge that those weapons you carry are intended to shed blood in the battles to come. If you have ever caused the death of another, you dwell in Merkel's shadow. Even in dying, you serve Merkel and strengthen his kingdom. Thus, his worshippers and followers are everywhere. Why are you even allowed within the city walls? Your words are choked in the cobwebs of ignorance, no, inexperience only, and there is no harm in brushing such things away. Know that the dead must be silenced as they are laid to rest, yes, and care must be taken so that enemies cannot raise them up again to dance in the armies of our foe. And sometimes, yes, the dead must be spoken to one last time to yield their secrets before they are sunk beneath the ground. Every military commander knows this, and this Lord Ulbricht, is a clever man. He knows my value, and I carry his coin to prove it. I have other questions. I had a room at the inn, but there are spirits there that will not be silenced, and I may need a rest. What do you mean? I had the spirit weeping in the inn, yes, in the room with the window that was broken long ago. If I had a poetical bent, when night falls she rises like the tide, and the tears flow from her wounded heart. But because I detest poetry, I will simply say that ghosts, more so than other spirits, are a tiresome bunch. They tend to dwell on things, yes, and howl on about it, like dogs outside your window when you are trying to sleep. So did I leave the inn, of course, for I could not remain. Why does she weep? Who knows, and if there is no gold to be had in knowing, why should one care? Heed me. Ghosts sob and carry on about omens and portents, but in truth they are only clamouring for attention, so someone will respect their grief. Yes, death does little for their manners or their etiquette. How could we speak to her? How is it you have lived, yet know nothing of learning a woman's secrets? If you would know her heart, then go to her at night. Yes, night time is best, I think. You travelled here with the Iron Collars. The Iron Collar Band, yes, we stemmed from Cormier, had to leave, yes, twice. They may mention you were a grave robber. Did they? They must have been drinking their way to Merkel's door. No, there is no thievery when the dead give permission. Permission? Be silent, yes, permission to relieve them of their funeral trappings. What use have the dead for trinkets and baubles? Where is the harm in that? Robbery is robbery, and as a priest of Merkel, I think you would be more respectful of the realm of the dead. Only a few of the restless dead cling to some object of importance to them, especially the greed-driven of those that hunger, such as the wights of the barrow and the tunnelling ghouls. It is why their touch pains the living, yes, holds them fast. For the dead of these types, it is oftentimes better to barter with them than meet them with iron, no matter what its bent or enchantment. Do you know someone called Fane? Fane, ah yes, Fane. We met him in Luskin. He serves other interests, but takes Targos' coin. He is Death's friend in this place. He hired us, Geoffrey, Kickshaw, and Blanchard, to escort him here, and we have done that, and now the rest suckle on Targos' breast, drawing gold from goblin fear foolishness. Other interests? Oh yes, watch that one. He stays in the makeshift barracks just north of the town hall. If you speak to him, keep your sword close. His loyalties are peculiar ones, and yours aren't? To you, perhaps, yes, but I wear my loyalty for all to see. I do not hide it, nor do I change it when gold is placed in my palm like a sellsword does. I think we have spoken long enough. Anything worth taking? Nope, nothing at all. Farewell, Merkelite.
I see.
Lumber Grundwall, what a good name. By the gods, what now? What did... If you hear about the lumber, then you'd best brought more hands to help you carry the shipment, because there's no way to get it from the crane to the walls without more help, and I've said so enough times that you'd think I would sink in. Lumber, what are you talking about? Lord Ulbricht, actually, spokesman Ulbricht, commissioned a load of lumber from Lonelywood, and I had made arrangements with him to have it shipped to the Palisade, but I am woefully short-handed, and I am bound by a gold penalty if I cannot get the lumber to the walls. We can help you haul it there if you need help. I would need 2 score of men to get it there, and the crane itself is useless, so I cannot even haul more up the cliff face. Damn it all, I should never have taken this contract. What's wrong with the crane? My question exactly. I can find no one supervising its use, nor anyone to see about making it work again. By the gods, my anger's fit to split me in 2. Go find someone who can help you, you stupid old sot. Ah, a barrel. An empty barrel. Open up, weeping widow.
I shall not fail.
I've got to go all the way around the bar to talk to the barman. Yeah, okay. Alright, so the barkeep is telling us about the Weeping Widow. And we are going to want to look into the matter. Okay. So, the priest of Merkel put a glyph on the door and gave a magical potion. Can I see this potion? It does seem magical. We'll try to identify it. Okay. Oh, I don't need a room. Well, plenty of work to be had, of course. Alright, let's go and sort out these filthy widows. Oh, but these filthy widows is just one.
It will be done.
We'll open all. Ah. That's her. There. Shame we don't have a cleric who can turn undead. Ever since the,
At your service.
What would you... Anytime.
Damn it, it's too crowded in this room.
Yes. What needs... I should be swift about it.
I am not this Donovan you speak... Oh, hang on, well, we'll do the voice. Who is this my weeping eyes see? Not my Donovan, but a man of flesh and bone. I am not this Donovan you speak of, spirit. Who are you that haunts this place? In life Vera was the name I bore. Such empty names mean nothing now. It carried worth only upon my husband's lips. Why are you weeping? Sorrow consumes me. My tears of my lost husband, who promised once to return, yet I wait still. Leave, spirit, be gone from this place. Then return to your doomed Targos. Leave me to watch over Mayor Dwaldun. Well, that didn't help. She's still there. Okay. Alright, so we need to find out who this Donovan is. I can see why no one wants that room.
Standing by. Very well.
Don't worry, we'll soon put someone else in front of the party so I don't have to keep doing Andrew Ryan impressions. Such as they are, and it's not really an impression.
I shall not fail.
You fat man. Well... Alright, it looks like we need to find a piece of a ship in order to set her spirit to rest. So that is what we shall do. Back down on the salty dog. And it seems that the that fat man there, he's wandering around, is doing his best Pet Shop Boys impression by saying, what have I done to deserve this? Since you went away, I've been hanging around, wondering why. I'm feeling down, you went away. Should make me feel better.
It will be done.
Alright. No, don't know. Seems someone's speaking over a tannoy. So now that see, we are getting very close to leveling up, aren't we? I think Andrew. Actually, let's send Flash Gordon in to deal with this one. Aye, we're from Luskan, friends. We're after the ship of a fisherman called Donovan. Could I have a piece of a boat? Excellent. Alright, it looks like we are on our way.
Ready.
To set a spirit to rest. All without the benefit of a cleric. Who needs priests? I think we have cleared this part of the map successfully of goblins. We should be heroes of Targos, considering all the rest of the mercenaries are either drowned or in the bar.
Anytime.
I suppose I could present that to the priest of Merkel and give him the credit for it, but why would I want to do something silly like that? Now I'm also going to check where everyone stands in this group. To be honest, it's about the best we can do right now. We do have a... let's see, we have a sorcerer, a paladin, a druid, a ranger, a rogue, and a wizard. Obviously we're missing the vital... Well, we've got the druid and the ranger can, of course, perform rudimentary healing.
I shall be swift about it.
I found a piece of Donovan's ship, Vera. I hope that knowledge of his fate may bring you peace. So death has returned to death, the husband's promise at last fulfilled, his fate shall anchor mine no longer. Rest now, Vera. Let yourself move on to death's realm as it was intended. First a debt must be settled. As you return my husband to me, I will return a boon in kind. A boon? From my lips a warning to you, the sign of the Chimera comes to Targos. It will devour you if you do not take action. Chimera? What do you mean? If you fail in your quest, many shall perish. The dead of the Targos shall outnumber the living, and this city shall become but a memory. It's hardly a city. For my sake, for the sake of my husband, protect Targos from what comes, or more widows' tears shall be shed, and yeah, we don't want to sort that out as well. Long have I waited for my husband's return. I will help you by keeping watch here until such time as I can pay my debt in full. Well, again, we've got a bit more experience. See whether we can get some more from the barkeep. Might as well get what we can. Hey! Yeah, we'll have some money too. Alright. Is there doing a good works that brings the biggest payoff? I don't think so. That's a fine sentiment, but gold is the language I speak. And then he'll charge us for a room? Yeah, right. So how much do we have in the way of gold right now? 409 in coin. You're giving your rooms away right now. I can't see anyone aside from dogs. You know what? Yep. Yep, we have nearly leveled up. So we just need to do one more good deed for the day. The Galloway Trade Depot. In we go then. Ah, this is some kind of shop.
Anytime.
It's a big one as well. Can you tell me anything about Targos? Oh, he just seems to be a bit of a miserable bastard. Is that Deirdre, I wonder? Yes. What is this place? It's the remains of the Galloway trading post of Targos. Though I fear little will be left after the soldiers of Targos are through plundering it for the war effort. Galloway, I've heard that name around Luskan and Bremen. Good, that means we're doing our job. The Galloway trading coaster has grown over the years. My grandfather, Ilmus, used to run caravans throughout the 10 towns, including Lonelywood and Easthaven. His age and his love of Cormyrean brandy has finally caught up with him, so he's left the travelling and the day-to-day work for the rest of the family. But enough of that. What can I help you with? I've come to purchase supplies. Very well. Let's see, firstly, what we can sell them, because I'm sure they will have a fair amount of money. We will get rid of a lot of this stuff. We don't want to get rid of the scroll. Or the 50 gold pieces. Oh! Money! So, what can we pick up? At present, not much. We could pick up a Masterwork Greatsword for Flash. That would probably be quite good. Or we could save up for a magical weapon. I think we will keep saving for now. We will keep saving for now. Strange old man.
Understood.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say this city was built on rock and roll. Certainly built on a lot of rocks in the middle of nowhere. Makes you wonder why folks set up places like this. I suppose there must be lumber in it. Some impressive buildings. Lord Ulbrich? Yes.
I shall not fail.
Who are you? If you're one of the mercenary companies, then your place is at the docks, not here. I've received word we're under attack, and every sword is needed at the cliffs.
We are sailed in on the Wicked Wench. We've come to offer our services.
Whoever you are, if you want to serve Targos, then you'd best have brought me word of what's happening at the docks. Rumors are flying through the streets, and the people are in a panic. I need information, and I need it now.
Goblins were attacking the docks, you insolent bastard, but we drove them off before they reached the town.
That's the first piece of good news I've heard since these raids began. You've done well, and are to be commended for your efforts in Targos' defense.
I should bloody think so.
I would ask you to excuse my rudeness when you first arrived. These goblin raids have been chipping away at my patience, and they could not have come at a worse time.
Why, are you going through change?
I need to know how these goblins were able to reach the docks without being detected. There was no warning from the palisades, and they were not sighted passing through the main town.
We found a nest of them in a warren of caves in the Targos cliffs. It looks like goblin sappers were able to tunnel up into one of the warehouses and stage a surprise attack.
Damn it! I ordered those caves sealed not long after we drove the smugglers from Mayor Dwalden, but it seems those goblins sniffed them out anyway.
They won't try that tactic again. It looks like the passage they're dug had collapsed.
What concerns me is that sapping takes time, even if they were able to break into the old smuggler tunnels. That kind of effort takes planning, and it means the goblins had to be kept focused for weeks, perhaps months. These raiders are more organized than I suspected.
What can you tell us of the goblin threat?
As you no doubt already know, a force of goblins has gathered in the region, and they have been testing our defenses. They are well armed and well organized. Their attack on the docks is proof of this.
When did they first appear?
At first it was just a few raiders, a stray arrow over our walls in the night. Then a merchant caravan from Bremen was attacked on its way to Targos.
Villainous.
I sent 2 of my best scouts out to track down the attackers, but they could not find the goblin encampment. Then a band of goblin raiders attacked the walls of Targos itself, an act almost unheard of. We drove them off, but there were casualties, and the attack has forced me to take measures to strengthen Targos' defenses.
What are you using the wood for?
I ordered the construction of a palisade and several small catapults outside the town, supervised by the commander of the Targos Guard, Shawford Crail.
Crail?
Yes. You'll report to him for your orders and your wages. Time is short, and there is much to be done. Your station will be at the palisades beyond the north gate. I will send the gate guard instructions to let you pass.
That's all the questions.
Very well, but time is short.
Can you tell me anything else about the goblin raiders?
As you know, a force of goblins has gathered in the region, and they have been testing our defenses. They are well armed. Emilia and Braston, 2 of my best scouts. They've been gone for almost a 10-day without a word.
I read
I'm worried that they may have run across the goblins.
Week instead of 10-day.
Still, they've survived worse, so I hold out hope for their success.
Reinforcements.
No word yet on when they will arrive, but a force is on their way. Until then, we'll have to deal with the goblins as best we can. Report to the palisades beyond the north gate for your orders and your wage.
Goodbye. Still, and we got no experience for that, you son of a bitch. After everything we've just done. Yes.
Let's go to work.
Oh, very well. So let's look for the Shawford Crail wallet.
I shall not fail.
And failing that, we can always bust into some houses. I suppose explanations are in order. I had thought this house had been lent out to me, but it must belong to you, since you have barged in without so much as a rap at the door. We hoped we could ask you some questions. Ah, questions. It seems neither of us is at a loss for those. Let me begin. What possessed you to enter uninvited? If your desire was merely to trade questions, then you may depart now. Before I go, why are you dressed in rags? You have some of the trappings of a mage, but you dress like a beggar. It will put an end to your prattling questions, and fine. I used to serve in Cormier, and now I do not. Where once I wore robes befitting my station, now I wear rags to mark my fall. What happened? What happened? Why, I stood on the wrong side of the political wall, and now I find myself here, at the edge of the world, trying to scrape together enough coin to feed myself. Now that you know my shame, I would ask that you leave. Ah, maybe you can tell us something about this scroll. May I see it? You can, but we do need to hold on to it. It's one of a pair. What? This charade was growing tiresome, and I cannot bear wearing these rags another moment. I had hoped the Horde would have seized Targos by now, but Timora has long since forsaken me. It seems I must make my own luck. The Horde will never take Targos, and if you cast your lot in with them, then you become our enemy. Is that so? I'm terribly frightened. Before you die, take comfort in the fact that I will be sparing you from dying on Targos' pitiful palisade. We'll see who dies this day, traitor. Prepare yourself. Hey, level up. Except for everyone except Ming. Okay.
How can I serve? At once.
Let's get some spells prepared.
Yes, Ilhares. Ustar elendeth. Za usta elendeth.
I don't know what he was saying, but it didn't sound good. Now, I believe we should have some... Oh, we didn't pick any of that explosive liquid up by the look of it. Oh, no, John Locke has some. Where's Johnny?
I listen.
Alright.
I am prepared.
Yeah. We've got that, John.
You have my attention.
And, oh yeah, I think we've already cast something on him. Alright, let's see what happens. Wow!
Yes.
Oh damn,
I should
he's
be
mirror
swift
image. Hey, there we go. That took out most of the goblins at once.
Fear I am wounded.
What is it?
I
Ustar
fear you
elendeth.
may be right.
Za usta elendeth.
Very well.
Back away, Flash.
I am ready.
Locke. Summon Nature's Ally. Flash Gordon is in a very
What
precarious
needs to be
position right now, and
Speak
I
your mind.
wonder whether anyone has got any healing potions at all. Someone toss a healing potion to Flash. I can't see anything. Eat rations. Eat rations. Eat them again. Well, that'll do in a pinch.
Standing by.
If we just keep hacking away at the mage,
To the
there we
pain.
go. Now we'll go get rid of Rake Bowl. Victory is
I
ours!
see.
Without a death. Oh, yes. Gold ring. One gold ring. The train driver is only asleep, alas. We had hoped he might die. A robe. Magic missile spell. And some flaming oil. We did not do badly out of that.
I am understood.
And he's still asleep. But what we can do... Wait some more. No, we'll do it again.
Ready.
Alright, let's start leveling these bastards up. Let's level up Andrew Ruin. I'm going to give him another level of Sorcerer for now. I think that's useful. And I'm going to put his skill points into Spellcraft. Got one more. Spellcraft and Alchemy. Oh, that's it. Okay, a bit of a dead level there, and no bonus spells by the look of it. And now Flash Gordon, Paladin of Helm. I think we'll continue on the path of the Paladin for the time being. And we can give him a point in Diplomacy. Druid, John Locke. We'll keep again on the path of the Druid, and we will give him some points in Wilderness Lore. And then we have Poppy Elk-Avenger, who is currently a Ranger. We'll again stay with that. Animal Empathy. See, look at the hit points going up. Must be getting some decent rolls. The Train Driver will level up in his sleep. And we will increase his search and his open lock and his pickpocket and move silently. And oh, Ming the Merciless is so close to leveling up. Oh, and the train driver woke up just to fall asleep again. But we will save the game at this point. And we'll save it again properly. Where is our... There we go. Quick save backup. Overwrite that. And thank you very, very much for watching.